Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to Digital Social Science YouTube channel. Myself M. Ruxana, Assistant Teacher of Galib High School, Cantonment, Bellary. Alhamdulillah, I think children you are all are fine. Children, keep pen and book to note important points of this lesson. Children, this is a India map, isn't it? Already we discussed in the previous class. Children, will you tell me India is located in which hemisphere? Yes, you are right. India is located in northern hemisphere. Children, which latitude passes through the middle of India? Which latitude passes through the middle of India? Yes, 23.5 degree north latitude. And you can say the Tropic of Cancer also. Children, which is the largest state in India? Yes, Rajasthan is the largest state in India. Children, look at this map and tell me what speciality you noticed in this map. Yes, you are right. Physical features of India. Today we will discuss the lesson Physical Features of India. Indian Physiography. We learn about the following topics in this chapter. First one, general features of the landforms of India, physiographic divisions of India, important features of the physical divisions. Let's start first topic, that is the physical features of India. There are 5 physical features of India. First one is the northern mountain. You can see in a map, it is in purple in color. And second one, the northern Great Plains, it is in green in color. It's green in color. And third one, the Peninsular Plateau, it's yellow in color. And fourth, the coastal plains, it's blue. These coastal plains. And last one, the islands of India. These are the islands of India. Andaman and Nicobar. This one is Andaman and Nicobar, and this is Lakshadweep. These are the physical features of India. The first physical features of India, that one is the northern mountain. The northern mountain is divided into 3. First one is the Greater Himalayas, the Lesser Himalayas, and Shivalik ranges. Greater Himalayas you found here. First portion is a Greater Himalayas. A second one, a Lesser Himalayas. Here, this is Lesser Himalayas. Third one, Shivalik Hills. Last. These are the northern mountain. Northern mountain is divided into 3. First one, the Greater Himalayas. Second one, the Lesser Himalayas. Third one, the Shivalik ranges. The northern mountain is divided into 3. The Greater Himalayas, the Lesser Himalayas, and then Shivalik hills. In that first one, the Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas, the average height of the range is 6,100 meters. 6,100 meter. Let's see the important peaks of the Greater Himalayas. Mount Everest. Here. Mount Everest here. And second one, Dhaulagiri here. Third one, Nanda Devi here. Mount Everest, Dhaulagiri, and Nanda Devi. These are the important peaks of the Greater Himalayas. And the Greater Himalayas is known as Himadri. The Greater Himalayas is known as a Himadri also. Let's know the glaciers of the Greater Himalayas. First of all, we know the meaning of glaciers. Glaciers means slowly moving rivers of ice. Slowly moving rivers of ice. That is known as a glaciers. The important glaciers are here Gangotri. You can find here. This is a Gangotri. And Yamunotri glaciers are the most famous. Let's see the passes of the Greater Himalayas. Actually, passes means provide the easiest routes for people to travel across steep mountain ranges. Passes means provide the easiest route for the people to travel across steep mountain ranges. That is a passes. The important passes are such as Burzil, Luzila, Shipkila, etc. are the most important passes of the Himalayan Greater Himalayas. That is known as a Himadri also. Second one, the Lesser Himalayas. They are also known as Himachal also. The Lesser Himalayas is known as a Himachal. They are 60 km to 80 km wide. They are 60 km to 80 km wide and 1500 to 4500 meter height. Let's see the important parallel ranges in the Lesser Himalayas. Example, Pir Panjal here. Next one, Dauladhar here. Third one, Nagatiba here. Masuri in down. Mahabharata range. It is here. These are the important parallel ranges of Lesser Himalayas. The Lesser Himalayas. In the Lesser Himalayas, the important valleys are there. First of all, we know the meaning of valleys. Valleys means the low land between two mountains or hills. The low land between two mountains or hills, that is known as a valleys. The most important valleys we can find in Lesser Himalayas are Kashmir Valley, Kagra Valley and Kulu Valley are the important valleys. And the important hill stations of Lesser Himalayas are Shimla, here, Shimla, Ranikhet, Mussoorie, Nainital are the important hill stations of Lesser Himalayas. The Shivalik Hills is known as the Outer Himalayas, and they are the lowest range of the Himalayas with a height of 600 to 1500 meters and width varying from 15 to 150 kilometer. 15 to 150 kilometer and it extends from Jammu and Kashmir here, Jammu and Kashmir in the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. Many domes can seen in the Shivalik Hills. Domes means area between the valleys. The important domes found here in Dehradun. This is a dome here. you can see in this picture. And Dehradun, it is in Uttarakhand here. Dehradun, it is in Uttarakhand, one of the district of the Uttarakhand. This is a whole district of Dehradun. Next feature of India is, physical feature of India is the northern Great Plains. It lies between Himalayas and then peninsular plateau. And the northern plains, which we are seeing yellow in color in the map, this is a northern Greater Plains. And the northern Great Plain is formed by the depositional work by the three river system, that is namely Satluj here, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Three rivers, Satluj, Ganga and Brahmaputra. The northern Greater Plain is the largest alluvial soil tract in the world, and it extends from east to west. Its length is 2,500 kilometers and its width is 240 to 340 kilometers. And its features are, the plain is very flat and the rocks are not exposed on the surface. The third physical feature of India is the peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau is the largest physical divisions of India, which we are seeing yellow in color. This is a peninsular plateau. The Aravalli Range. In the Aravalli Range, Guru Shankar is the highest peak on the Abu Hills of the Aravalli Range. This is a Guru Shankar. This picture is a Guru Shankar peak. It is in Aravalli Range. Its height is 1772 meters. This picture is a Vindhya Range. It flanks the northern edge of the Narmada Valley. Now about the Satpura Range. This picture shows the Satpura Range. Okay, it runs in the east-west direction, south-east-west direction, south of the Vindhyas, in between the Narmada. The Narmada river is here, and Tapti river, between the Narmada and the Tapti river. This picture shows the Western Ghat. The Western Ghats parallel to the west coast from the Tapti to Kanyakumari. Important passes: Borghat, Talghat and Palghat. And important hills are Annamalai Hill, Palani and Cardamom. Annamalai Hill is the highest peak in the South India. Annamalai Hill is the highest peak in the South India. Now about the Eastern Ghats. This picture shows the Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats parallel to the east coast. Here. East coast of India. And it extends from Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiri Hills. And highest peak in Eastern Ghats is Armakonda. Highest peak in Eastern Ghats is Armakonda. And in Western Ghat, which is the highest peak? Annamalai Hill is the highest peak in South India also, and the highest peak in Western Ghats also. Now let's discuss the another feature of India, physical feature of India, that is the coastal plains. The coastal plains, it extends from the Rann of Kutch, it is here, Rann of Kutch, in the west to the delta of the Ganga in the east, from here to here, which it is in yellow in color. Okay, this is the coastal plains, and it is divided into two parts. This is divided into two parts. One is a western coast, another one is eastern coast. This is a west and this is a east. Eastern coastal plains. Let's see the differences between the western coastal plains and then eastern coastal plains. Okay children, the western coastal plains, it is here. Okay, the western coastal plains lies between this is Western Ghats and this is the Arabian Sea. And the Konkan coast starts from Gujarat to Goa, and the Karnataka coast starts from Goa to Mangalore, and the Malabar coast starts from Mangalore to Kanyakumari. Okay children, these are the western coastal plains. Let's see the eastern coastal plains. The eastern coastal plains lies between Eastern Ghats. This is the Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats and then Bay of Bengal. This is the Bay of Bengal. Okay children. And then the northern Sirkar, it is here. The Coromandel coast. This is the Coromandel coast. And there are so many lakes here. Salt Lake, that is a Chilka Lake, Pulicat Lake, it is here, Chilka Lake, Pulicat Lake and Kolleru. These are the salt lake. Salt lake means lagoons. It is known as a salt lake means lagoons. Which salt lakes are found in the eastern coastal plains? Chilka Lake, Pulicat Lake and Kolleru. These are the differences between eastern and then western coastal plains. Now last topic of this lesson, islands of India. This is also one of the features of India. The Andaman and Nicobar, here. The Andaman and Nicobar islands are in Bay of Bengal. Here Bay of Bengal is there. Okay. In the Bay of Bengal, the Andaman and Nicobar islands are there. How many islands are there in Andaman and Nicobar? There are 204 islands are there in Andaman and Nicobar. This is a picture of island. Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep Island, it is in Arabian Sea here. This is a Lakshadweep. You can see here. Lakshadweep Island, it is in Arabian Sea, formed by corals. See here, this is a picture of corals. And how many islands are there in Lakshadweep? 43 islands are there in Lakshadweep. In Andaman and Nicobar, how many islands are there? 204 islands are there in Andaman and Nicobar. Importance of northern mountain and then peninsular plateau. First one is birthplace of many rivers. Birthplace of many rivers. Second point, many hill stations are there. Third point, storehouse of minerals. A fourth point, they help to generate hydroelectricity power. These are the importance of northern mountain and peninsular plateau. And next one is importance of northern plains and coastal plains. It helps to agriculture, development of transport and communication, development of trade, development of industries. Now our lesson is completed. Thank you. Take down homework, children. What are the physical features of India? First question is, what are the physical features of India? Next question is, the northern mountains are divided into 3. Which are those? The northern mountains are divided into 3. Which are those? And then the lesser Himalayas known as dash. Write down the parallel ranges also, and important valleys and important hill stations. Next one, the greater Himalayas. In the greater Himalayas, you have to write down highest peak in the world, other important peaks, glaciers, passes, highest peak in India. Next question, the Shivalik Hills. With the help of this map, it extends from, and then Shivalik Hills known as dash, and examples of the domes. Importance of the northern mountains also you have to write down 4 to 5 points. And then northern Great Plains, it lies between dash, and then important rivers of the northern Great Plains, and it extends from dash, and then features of the northern Great Plains. After that, you have to write down the importance of the northern Great Plains. Next question, for the coastal plains, you have to write down the western coastal plains and then eastern coastal plains. Differences between western coastal plains and then eastern coastal plains. The peninsular plateau, next question, it lies between dash, it shapes like dash, and hills and plateaus, and then Aravalli range, Vindhya range, Satpura range, we have to write down in this. And then about the Deccan plateau, and the importance of the peninsular plateau. Now last question, islands of India. Write down the features of Lakshadweep and then features of Andaman and Nicobar. Thank you. I think these whole lessons you had understand. For upcoming lessons, subscribe my channel. Thank you.